Welcome to Sonia Storytime podcast. Thank everyone. Thank you. I realized that everybody started emailing me and asking me about Australia. And like I said, it is a great place to visit. I did posted videos on my Instagram so y'all could see them. And I am not the real estate agent out there, but I do know that the real estate out there is very, very expensive. I do know real estate agents. I once was a real estate agent many, many years ago. But yeah, the real estate out there is very, very expensive. So for the people who's asked me about real estate, I really wouldn't be able to tell you. Like I said, I'd heard that the homes are very, very expensive out there, that they go to like millions of dollars. So, yeah. But let's get back into my story time. I found this story to be very interesting. The reason why I found the story to be very interesting, because this young lady had just bought her home and she decided to one night invite two of her closest friends over, to celebrate her new home. And she had just finished college. This was her first house, so she was really proud of her house. So as she, one night she invites her two friends over, her two girlfriends. They're hanging out, and all of a sudden they hear noises. When they hear noises, they just sum it up like, it could be anything, because, the house is actually like in the woods. So it could be anything. It could be animals. It could be anything. She says, so this night her and her friends are sitting, they actually, just having fun, and like, she said, so they hear it again. She said, so they asked each other, her friend said, did you hear that? And the other friend said, did you hear that? She said, so they grab items, items that they think can hurt somebody. So they grabbing everything from like heavy items, from even a little, the heavy little elephants. The elephants. She said, so she grabbed her elephant. Her friend grabbed the lamp. The story is funny but not funny. Her friend grabs the lamp, and her other friend, I forgot what she grabbed. I think it was a blow dryer. She said, so they all take it to go look, but they don't see anything. She said, so she says to herself, well, I need to get my house blessed. It might just be ghosts. And she said, so she really thought like it was really ghosts at this time. She said, so at this time, her friend was like, maybe it's ghosts, so they all just summed it up, and maybe, like it's ghosts running around. She said, but her friends was there for like a whole week before they went back to where they live, and they went back to school, because her friends was actually still in college. She had actually graduated from college and had started her own business. She said, so since they was there for that week, she said this kept happening, and she said then she noticed that she had left her friend near in the house, and her friend called her and said, did you come home? So she said, no, I'm at work. Then she calls the other friend, and she was like, are you here? And she says, no, I'm actually out. She said, so she asked her friend, what's the matter? She said, oh, because I just seen like something pass me. So she was like, oh, well, maybe you need to just stop working, because her friend was doing her schoolwork. She's like, maybe you just need to stop doing your schoolwork, go outside and get some fresh air, and then, maybe that's what you need, because maybe you're just working so hard. She said, so her friend goes outside. She said, and time is like kind of winding down for them to go back home. She said, so one day she's sitting in her bedroom, and she hear like this rattling in her closet. She said when she said she stopped, because she's on her computer. She stopped, she listened. She said then she hears it again. She said so she gets up, she stands by the closet, and while she's standing there, she put her ear closer to it to see if she hears it again. She said so for a minute she hears nothing. She said, oh, she's like, oh, maybe my mind just playing tricks on me. So she go back and start working on her computer. She said as she's working on her computer, she hears it again. She said so this time she gets up, she opened her closet. There's a guy in her closet sitting in her clothes. She said she didn't want to provoke him, so she asked him, what are you doing here? And he started to tell her a sob story that his parents never understood that he's different, and he liked women clothing. And so she said at this moment she don't want to do anything to provoke him. She don't want to do anything to make him mad. She says so she's listening to him, consoling him. She said then she says to him, well, you know what? Let me get my phone. I want to take a picture of you because I think you look pretty. She said, but that was just to throw him off. She said, so as she picks up her phone, she dials 911 and she lets them listen in. If y'all hearing the airplanes fly above, sorry about that, because it's like a lot of airplanes flying above. So she's letting them listen in, and she says to him, she says, yeah, you look pretty, but why are you in my clothes? And he started to explain. She says, well, how did you get in my house? And he started to tell her that he was actually living in her house when she wasn't there. And she was like, so were you breaking in? So he says, no, I was actually coming through the window. She says, so how were you getting through the window? He said, I was taking a crowbar because she didn't have bars on her window, and I was just opening up the window. She says, oh, okay. She says, well, and at that time, as she keeps talking to him, the authorities actually pulls up, arrest him. And her friends were saying in the interview, like, she was amazing for doing this because she didn't know what he had. She didn't know what type of person he was. He could have killed her. And the fact that she, up until today, still lives in her home. After all of that, she still lives in her home. And the reason I'm telling this story, because we call those type of people squatters. You know, the people that when you're away, they come and live in your home. I don't know if he was a squatter or if he was just someone who needed help. But the fact that he decided to actually come in her home and wear her clothes, which was so strange. And then I was thinking, like, why did he choose her? Why did he choose to come in her home? Why did he choose to go in her closet? Why did he choose to wear her clothes? Like, why did he? Because in reality, he was there without her knowing. Even when her friends and her was there, he was there. He was in her house, and she did not even know. And it's just crazy when you hear these stories. You like, this is crazy that someone actually lives in your house besides you and whoever you have living in your house. Say if you have like your pets, and you say, and it's like besides you and your pet, and you have another person living in your house, and you don't even know that this person is living in your house, can be scary and dangerous at the same time. Because the thing is, you don't know what that person is capable of, and that person actually don't know what you are capable of. You know, you've come home and you find somebody in your house, you might wind up killing them. You come home and you find somebody in your house, they might wind up killing you. So it's like a very, very dangerous situation with homes. And this is for women who live alone. I feel you should always secure your home. Secure your home. Have your dog, secure your home, secure everything you need. You're going to have to put your home like it is Fort Knox. You know how hard it is to get in Fort Knox? That's how hard it should be to get into your home. And the fact that we have to live in today and age like that. I was looking at a video and this guy was expressing how women are so terrified now, how we are holding our bags. We are scared to see men anytime they walk near us. We're, it's just really. Oh, and he was also saying how African American women are feared to see cops, police officers. Like, it is really bad that we have to live in this day and age with so much crime, so much going on. And y'all hear me say this all the time: protect yourself. And I do mean that by any means. Protect yourself, because this was crazy. Hearing this story, I was like, and then you have to think about, if you're in these type of situation, what would you have done? And I just always think to God, like, thank you, God. I would never want to be in these type of situations, because I know what I'm capable of. And I don't know what the next person capable of. So since I know what I'm capable of, I'm not going to take a chance on the next person to find out what they're capable of. And this is just crazy to hear these stories. I will never understand this. But I'd like to thank you for listening to the same podcast. Please give a 5-star review on Speaker, Podbean, Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. I appreciate it. You'll call me here at sv766752@gmail.com. Go to my website, http://wordpress.com. Follow my son Sounds on Instagram. He have an album out on Apple, Spotify. Follow King's Flex. He have an album out on SoundCloud. Follow Female Reform. They have a venture store in New York. You can follow me at son.ia9795, Instagram, son.go, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest. And have a blessed night.